All right, welcome back to the Tackle Corner. It's been a minute since I've done one of these, but fishing season is well over, and it's back to making some off-season content. Hopefully, going to be doing these a little more regularly up until March, where I'll hopefully be fishing again. So today I'm just doing a simple lure unboxing from my new sponsor, Blind Squirrel Bait Co. So they have a lot of awesome lure options, including fully customizable soft plastics, spinner baits, bladed jigs. It's pretty awesome, the selection that they have and the color combinations that you can do. I even have some of my own custom lures on their website, which I'll include in the link of the video. Check them out and use my code and you get a little discount. So this is an assorted box that I got, and it's specifically a couple different colors, but one thing that they have that I'll be excited to use are some of these swim baits, especially this chartreuse and kind of white color. This color worked out really well for me in a few tournaments last year. Chartreuse has always been one of my favorite colors for walleye and pike, but it's starting to become more popular for me when it comes to bass fishing. So this is something I'll definitely be using in the spring. Next up, we've got some beaver style baits for flipping. I haven't done a whole lot of that lure technique, but I like the look of these. I'll give them a shot. Not my best thing, but something that I am a lot better at, spinner baits. So this is going to be a really nice one, color-wise, like that white and chartreuse. That color combination is just one of my favorites for spinner bait. It's good in cloudy water. In fact, that was the color I caught my only fish in the state championship a few months back. And then some more white and chartreuse fluke style baits. And then we've got a couple more here. Some toads for buzz baits. It's a lure I really want to get into more next year. I've had a lot of blow-ups on it, but I've never caught a fish on it, so it's something I really want to try more of. And then bladed jig. You can see the packaging is kind of sparkly, so it'd be kind of hard to see, but same color. And I really like that it has a white blade. That white blade's a nice touch that I really like. And then some, now these Senko style baits, so your stick bait or whatever you want to call them, I'm really excited to try these because they're almost a translucent with chartreuse accent. And I think this will be really good for some high pressure areas. Just a little bit of color, and obviously it's going to have that falling motion you like to see. And then this is what I was really excited about. I've showed one of them before on the channel, I believe, but it is a Japanese, basically it's like a giant jitterbug. And I'm really excited to tie this one on and give it a try for pike next year if I go camping. I think it'll work out really well for them, but it might work out for some big bass too. And then just another swim jig, same color pattern, and then a big blade. So this is a bladed jig with an oversized blade. This is a lure I've never tried before, so I am curious what the action will be like. But it's got a really heavy set hook, as well as a little bit heavier of a jig head, so I think it'll be up my alley. I usually like a bladed jig on the larger side, so that's fine by me. But yeah, those are some of the lure options they offer. A little bit of taste of all the different stuff that they have on the soft plastics, as well as some of the spinner baits and bladed jigs. But they also have several hand-painted crankbaits that you'll find on there of different varieties, some top waters. So lots of really cool stuff, so make sure you check them out. And I guess I'll just give a little update on some things for next year. So next year, I'll be carrying all my same pro staff that I've previously, -1. So Ardent, as you can see, still be using all their reels. Witch Doctor rods, will still be using them. P-line, I use for all my line needs. And then Blind Squirrel Baitco is my new lure sponsor. If you're someone from Ohio, you probably have seen the news that Venom Lures did go out of business, which is sad. But luckily I was able to find Blind Squirrel Baits in the meantime, and I've already used their lures. You've seen my last fishing video of the year. I caught one of my best bass of the year on one of the spinner baits I designed myself. So while it's sad to lose a local company, I was able to find another local Ohio bait company that makes all the lures that I like, and I can customize them. So it's kind of like, it's a sad thing, but then it opened up a different door to work with another company that gives me even more options. So it's pretty cool, all things considered. So next year I have the schedule for our local trail that we do, and then I will probably work on trying to qualify for the Bassmaster Kayak Classic again. I came up short. I was 12 places away from qualifying for this upcoming year. Didn't have a good day on championship day, but I'll work to get back into that top placing area to give it another go. Don't know where it's going to be for 2025, but there's a lot of options in Ohio, despite it being labeled as kind of like a flyover state. As when it comes to fishing, there's actually a lot of great areas and a lot of not so great areas. But I guess I'll just do a little review of some of the products that were new to me this year that were kind of like the standouts. So this kind of is a wide-ranging video because I've not done an update in a bit. But I'll give my 3 standout fishing items for the year. So kind of treat this as if you're trying to maybe think out some new stuff to get for next fishing season, consider some of the stuff I really put to the test this year. So the first one was a product brand new for this season for me, was the Ardent Vertex Contender. This reel caught me, I don't want to say 75% of the fish I caught this year, but it was darn near close to that. It was great for a variety of different lures. I used it for spinnerbaits, bladed jigs. I used it for crankbait setups when I wanted to get it down faster with more speed. I used it for some jig presentations. I mean, I really used it for a lot of different stuff. And it worked for all those different situations. I think I even used it for a Texas rig at one point. So it was a very solid reel. It's my favorite reel by far that I've ever owned and used. And I bought quite a few. I don't think I'll be needing any more. So it's a pretty cool deal. And so as far as rods go, I got a few new rods last year, but mostly I ended up using the ones I'd already had. So nothing really new in that area. So I guess for lure, I'd go with one of the Blind Squirrel. It came down right at the end, but there's spinnerbait. I caught that really nice bass right at the end of the season on it, and that was a really nice fish. So I'm excited to use that in the upcoming year. So that was a new product, obviously I didn't have until this season. Most of my other lures were stuff I'd used previously. I didn't use a lot of new lures this year. And that's mostly because I kind of got comfortable with what I did. The exception of the stick bait. I hardly ever use that at all. So it's one of those things where, everyone throws it and you're just like, I'll just do something different. And that worked out really well for me. So I wouldn't really call that as like, hey, like, check out this new lure I found. It. Everyone knows what a Senko wacky rig is. But it was just kind of new to me, being in my regular arsenal. So the other last thing I would say, as far as something I really liked, let me see if I can find it. Or one thing I didn't do this year was break down all my combos. I broke down some of them. A lot of them I just left rigged up. I didn't really feel like, oh, well, actually, here we go. I can grab it. So it's not the reel in specific, because none of the reels are on the newer side. Well, the one I have outside actually is, but the reel isn't what I'm focusing on. I like all the Ardent spinning reels. They're a fair price and they get the job done. But it's actually this line, and you probably can't see it very well, but it's red, blue, and another color. It is the Spin Braid from P-Line. It's very thin diameter. I use the 8-pound quite a bit is my main line to a fluoro leader for my weedless Senko rig as well as wacky rigging, and I caught tons of fish on that setup. So you don't need heavy braid to fish a wacky rig. I caught bass over 17 inches on that very light setup, so it definitely does the job. You just gotta make sure it drags set right. I think I lost one fish from a break off, and that was just me not being very smart about it, being in a kayak. So overall, pretty cool year. Caught a lot of fish, probably the most fish I've ever caught, bass wise for sure, but not my most fish I've ever caught in a year, certainly, because any year I go to Canada adds like another 200 or 300 fish, so I didn't do that this year, so nothing will really come close whenever I do that, or I go to Florida and get out deep sea fishing. You always catch a bunch of fish. So for next year, I got mostly local trail tournaments. I might do one national tournament. I'm still waiting on the schedule for one series, but a lot of the ones that are out there right now just don't fit in my schedule, so I just won't be fishing them. Not a big deal. And of course, Hobie BOS closed their tournament trail for this year, so that's not happening. But I do have one thing for you guys, for the faithful viewers, and if you're just stopping in for the first time, I'll do a little Christmas giveaway. So I have a bunch of lures partially used or never opened. So let me grab the box. There are, as you can see, this box is full, stuffed with lures I've either partially used or not used at all. And I'm just gonna give them all away. So it's stuff, like I said, some of it is just things I'm no longer using the brand. It's not necessarily I don't like them, but I have so much stuff. This isn't even I haven't done any organizing. I've been very busy with other things. I have so much things I've gotten. I don't need this stuff, and I don't need to sell it or anything like that. I like just give it away. So if you'd like to be entered into that, all you got to do is comment on this video, and that's it. I'll get in contact with you. If you win, you'll just have to stay tuned for a post that I will make on my channel from the posting of this video, and then you'll get 3 days from then. That's how long the contest will run. After that, I'll do a drawing, and then I'll just do a post. I will tag the person in it who won, and I'll send these lures to you when I get the chance after the holiday. So all in, that's what I got for you. Look for some more videos coming up about some technique specific stuff, and then some prep I'm going to do for the next season, changing out line, stuff like that. But other than that, I appreciate you guys tuning in and checking out all the videos. I was really excited to have one of my first full-length videos get over 1,000 views this year. That was a really cool milestone, 1,000 subscribers. Goal for next year is just to get the watch hours up. I'm not really going to worry about how many subs I have. I just want consistent viewership, and hopefully next step towards monetization. So thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you later.